Mercy and Sandra had been inseparable since childhood, bound by a friendship that seems unshakable. Born and raised in the same quiet neighborhood, they did everything together, playing, studying, and even dreaming of their future. Their families often joke that they were more like sisters than friends. When they were admitted to the same university, it felt like destiny had further solidified their bond. In university, Mercy and Sandra shared everything: notes, clothes, secrets, and even their crushes. James, a charming and ambitious student, caught both their eyes. Sandra had secretly mutual feelings for him, believing that he might be the one. She confided her crush to Mercy, who offered her unwavering support. Mercy often teased Sandra, encouraging her to confess her feelings to James, but Sandra, shy and unsure, never muted the courage. During their final year at university, James and Mercy began crossing paths more frequently. Group projects and campus events brought them closer, and soon an undeniable chemistry developed between them. Mercy initially felt guilty, knowing Sandra's feelings for James, but James confessed his love for her. His sincerity melted her resolve, and they started dating in secret. Sandra, oblivious to their relationship, remained Mercy's confidant. She often spoke of James with admiration, unaware of how her best friend's silence would soon shatter their trust. Mercy struggled with guilt, but her feelings for James grew stronger. When James proposed after their graduation, Mercy accepted, praying Sandra would understand. James and Mercy's wedding was a grand affair attended by family, friends, and former classmates. Sandra was there too, as Mercy maid of honor. She smiled throughout the ceremony, clapping and cheering with the rest of the guests. But inside she was devastated. How could her best friend marry the man she had loved in silence for years? After the wedding, Sandra withdrew slightly, but tried to keep up appearance. Mercy noticed the distance and did everything to assure her friend that nothing had changed between them. Sandra, however, started abhorring feelings of resentment. Every time she saw Mercy and James together, their happiness felt like a tout. Mercy and James' marriage flourished. James adored Mercy, showering her with gifts, including a luxury Range Rover. Mercy couldn't help but share her joy with Sandra, assuming her friend would celebrate her happiness. But with every word Mercy spoke about her husband's love, Sandra's jealousy deepened. At night, Sandra lay awake replaying Mercy's stories in her mind. She convinced herself that Mercy had stolen James from her. So this girl have the guts to flaunt James' sweat on my face, as if snatching him from me wasn't enough. Just wait and see. I will make sure she regretted, she said to herself. Sandra began plotting how to make Mercy pay for what she saw as a betrayal. Her resentment fastened, and she finally decided to act. Desperate to ruin Mercy, Sandra visited a notorious herbalist in a nearby village. She confided her pain to him, explaining that she wanted Mercy to suffer as she had. The herbalist listened intently and then asked Sandra, "What do you wish for my child?" "I want her to be childless, Baba, so that her husband can throw her out of the house and get married to me," Sandra responded. "That you shall get, but only if you're ready to face the consequences." "Baba, I am ready to give anything to see her suffer and get back what belongs to me." The herbalist asked Sandra to bring something personal belongings to Mercy. A menstruation pad. Sandra returned home determined to get what she needed. She devised a plan and visited Mercy under the guise of bringing her a gift. When Mercy went to try on the dress Sandra had brought, Sandra quickly rummaged through the trash and found what she needed. She took the menstrual pad back to the herbalist, and the herbalist quickly made a charm for her. But he warned her, "You will pay the price." Sandra hesitated. "I can pay anything, Baba. Just do the charm for me." 3 years passed and Mercy once happy marriage began to show cracks. Despite their love, Mercy and James struggled with infertility. Mercy became increasingly despondent, crying herself to sleep every night. Sandra, on the other hand, reveled in her friend's suffering, convinced that her plan had worked. But when James didn't leave Mercy, as Sandra had hoped, she grew restless. She realized she needed a new plan to destroy their marriage completely. Sandra visited Mercy one day, feeling concerned for her friend's childlessness. "I know a powerful man of God who can help," she said. Desperate for a solution, Mercy agreed to go. The prophet, who was in on Sandra's plan, told Mercy she needed to undergo a special prayer ritual that required her to strip naked. Although Sister Mercy didn't comply, the fake prophet then tried to rape her, forcing her to take off her clothes. Meanwhile, Sandra called James, telling him his wife was at the prophet's house in a compromised position. Furious, James rushed to the scene only to find Mercy kneeling half naked before the so-called prophet. James returned home, seething with anger. When Mercy arrived, she tried to explain, but James wouldn't listen. "After everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me. This is why you couldn't get pregnant, you prostitute. Leave my house," he shouted, throwing her belongings out of the house. Mercy, heartbroken and humiliated, turned to Sandra for help, but Sandra, feeling disgust, slammed the door in her face. "I can't help you. You brought this upon yourself," Sandra said. "Ah, Sandra, are you forgetting you were the one who introduced me to the prophet?" Mercy said. "Yes, I am the one who introduced you to the prophet. But did I ask you to go sleep with him?" Sandra replied. With Mercy gone, Sandra wasted no time moving in on James. She cooked for him, cleaned his house, and confronted him. Over time, James began to fall for her. They got married and Sandra backstabbed the life she had stolen. But her happiness was short-lived. Her children fell ill and died mysteriously, one after another. Sandra began to sense that something was terribly wrong. Desperate to save her marriage and her life, Sandra returned to the herbalist. He told her the only way to leave the cause was to confess her sins to Mercy and James and seek their forgiveness. Sandra, broken and remorseful, traveled to the village where Mercy had been living. Falling to her knees, she confessed everything. Mercy and James, though devastated, chose to forgive her. Sandra was arrested for her crime and later died of a mysterious illness while in prison. Mercy and James reconciled, and not long after welcomed triplets, 2 boys and a girl. They rebuilt their lives together, stronger and more united than ever. Mercy's journey taught her the power of forgiveness, while Sandra's fate served as a cautionary tale about the dangers of jealousy. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share for more videos.